Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel of Bethel Evangelical Free Church Hanley. I'm Pastor Gervais Charnley. This is another historic church in Cumbria. This is St Paul's, Irton. And this is, as you can see, a Victorian building. There was a previous church on the site. There are memorials, many of them to the Irton family of course, Irton Hall, around about the place. But the church was completely rebuilt in the 19th century as we see it now. It's a lovely example of a Victorian church, lots of stained glass, which is why it's rather gloomy, even though it's a bright, sunny spring day. Lots of stained glass, lots and lots of original Victorian features. So let's have a look around, shall we? As usual, then, we start at the back, and the architect here, this church dates from 1856, and the architect was Miles Thompson of Kendal, who built many churches in the area. The connection with Irton Hall means it's a very grand building for the period. Look up here, we can see this really nice roof structure, and we have here is the font. You can see carved. It's carved with the emblem of the evangelists, with St John's eagle closest to us. Stained glass in all the windows, not all equally visible, of course, with the relatively low resolution of my video camera. We have these banners on the walls, and they are part of this whole setup here. There's a war memorial at the back there. Memorials, say, to various of the great and the good who were here back in the day. See, here we've got the Trinity, and Deus in the middle, and then Pater Filius and Sanctus Spiritus, and Est to Deus, or God, but the Father is not the Son is not the Spirit is not the Father, and so on. And as we process here, the stained glass windows of various periods. There are a couple of very good examples of the pre-Raphaelite, and this is to in memory of Sir Thomas Brocklebank, Baronet of Greenlands, who died in 1906. And he's buried at Halewood, Lancashire, but lived here, and so he's got his memorial there. We have here, this is the second window. We've got St Agnes. You can tell St Agnes, she's got a lamb with her, and I forget who the other lady is. This is a memorial to Skeffington Lutwidge, Admiral of the Red, who commanded in 1773 the HMS Carcass on a voyage discovery towards the North Pole. So, Arctic explorer. Pulpit is quite a good one, very Victorian, open. So, one of the cases where you make sure you've polished your shoes before you get in the pulpit. And the chancel, again, all this stained glass makes it quite a gloomy interior, even, as say, on what is quite a sunny spring day. Organ in there. The table that has actually been moved forward. There is a platform for it to stand on, altar-wise, and we've got the Sedilia and Piscina there. East window, and turn around. The screen, of course, is for, as obviously something went on with the heater screen. It's not normally there. Certainly it wasn't last time I was here, which was about a year ago, to be honest. So, very, very good pulpit, actually. But yes, it is one where you've got to make sure that your cassock and surplice are nice and clean at the bottom, and you've polished your shoes. So, very much of the period. Two very good pre-Raphaelite stained glass windows, really lovely. You can see this would have been a chandelier originally. It's been converted to electricity, but and really good roof structure as well. So immensely It's good as what it is. It's not a building there's a lot of history. Now, there is a lot of history in the sense that there's been a church here probably since the 10th century, but and we have that nice wrought iron screen at the back. So there is a lot of history, but the building itself is all of a piece and a good example of the period. So let's now go outside. And so here we are outside at St Paul's, Irton. You can see behind me the tower. The previous church almost didn't have one, but of course a tower is a statement. You can see this from miles. It is very visible as you approach, and it's very visible from, I suspect, Irton Hall, which of course is what it's supposed to be visible from. The site here, the first Christians here probably would have been in the 10th century when Vikings settled here. It may have been before then even a Christian site, but the oldest remains we have is a cross in the churchyard that has been dated to the 9th century. So when was the first building here? We don't know. When was the first Christian worship here? We don't know. We're quite close to the coast here, and of course the Danes, the Vikings, they'd settled in Ireland before, and then they came over from Ireland, and some of them settled here, and that's why you have some Danish place names around here. So let's have a look around the outside, and of course we will stop and have a look at the famous cross. So as I said, Miles Thompson of Kendal is the architect here, and you can see that he's chosen to render most of the building, so you've just got the dressings visible. And what this means, among other things, you can use cheap materials to do that, and that's what they did in the Middle Ages. So it's not a matter of, oh well, this cheapo Victorian stuff. It's a matter of, well, actually, this also has to reuse material from the old church. And as I say, we don't know when the first church was built. Now, here is the cross, and this is, if you're going along, you'll see a sign saying Irton Church and 9th century cross, and this is it. We've got all the sort of typical Celtic work, there's interlacing knot work here, and then up to the head. You'll notice it's not a wheel head here, so it's different from the cross at Gosforth. Grown with lichen. It's quite a clean environment here. Lichen likes clean air, and of course this cross has been here for over 1,000 years, most likely. So really nice work. No pictures, but nice sort of patterns on it. You can see there the base of this. This is all a Victorian building, a very good one. Miles Thompson is a local architect. Kendal, of course, is in the Lake District, and Thompson is building local churches, and he's a lot of your clients, of course, would be, as here, the big house family, but they've got budgets. They are not really super wealthy. They are rich, but they are not super rich. Now, this is the Lake District, and it's famed for its scenery. So let's go out here. This is one of the church gates, so you may hear a gate noise. And look at that. This is just, so we're getting towards the coastal plain here, but look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. And here's the church, you can see that's the sun. And this is the north side. The entrance is on the north side. Not uncommon in this part of the world, of course. The thing is, because the north side, the entrance you put where you can, of course, this is where the car park is, and you saw on the other side the ground slopes steeply away down to the graveyard, well down where most of the graves are, because the south side was where you buried people in the Middle Ages. The north side burial was rather sinister. If someone had done themselves in or suspected of an awful crime, you bury them on the north side. Lichgate, of course, is all Victorian. See there, the stairs into the tower and external doorway. So that is the outside here at Irton. And so here we have it, Irton. I've decided to do the sign off by the cross, the oldest piece of Christian heritage here. So thank you for watching, and may God bless you and keep you until next time.